I have made mistakes. Quite many, actually. And I failed more often than I can count. My mindset used to be that everything I touch will eventually break apart. But to be honest, this is not a life worth living. I want to change. So how can I escape a mindset I found myself being trapped in for as long as I can remember? We all have been there. At our lowest points, at a place we don't want to wake up at, a time we don't want to get past by, in a mind we don't feel comfortable in any longer. Where the sunshine, the waiting Christmas day, or the last chirps of some birds before the flies south. Every minute, sound, smell, and feeling on your skin is monotonous, grey, boring, simple. Try to escape it as you wish, but your stuck soul won't ever leave this place. You're confronted with the everlasting feeling of a situation being unchangeable, your misery being inevitable, and life as it is being horrible. And when you try to change it, you fail at this task. So how do you keep going if your path leads somewhere, potentially down there? The answer is, you don't. You abruptly stop at what you're doing and ponder yourself. If this isn't the life you want to live, then change it. Change. Isn't that the enemy you're trying to defeat? The last boss of your self-made cave of horror? The undying terror you either want to avoid or seek desperately. But if things should be different, it is the necessary thing to do. Now, how do you change in an unchangeable scenario? If for long you have not taken action, then you're not far away from being me. As a physicist, I'd like to quote Einstein. He said, "We cannot solve problems with the kind of thinking we employed when we came up with them." It means that you must take control over what you're able to control, and there's no better way of doing so than changing your view upon things. Your view upon challenging days, the importance of to-dos, the highs and lows, and when the day has come that your perception has shifted, your life automatically starts to change. You will focus on something else from that moment on, until your brain has literally rewired itself and you're physically a different person. And doesn't that sound great? The final escape of struggling for the sake of indiscipline is in your reach. But where to start? Simple. With what you have. Wherever you're watching this, a pen and notebook are likely to be in your reach. And this is all you need. One object to write in and one object to write with. Now all it takes is the fear of starting. This is what held me back 3 years ago when I changed my life once and for all. Back then I received a present that I now take with me to wherever I travel. It has also been a notebook. I started to learn about myself, to alter my life, and to move on from hardships and difficulties that held me back. I note my insights, seize the moment, and evaluate decisions. And while the beginning was tough, yet almost dreadful, I now am standing stronger here than I have this time ago. I can say that because of a few written words, everything is different. Due to it, I have changed and learned to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. Because of some paper and ink, I experienced the most insightful, beautiful, and educating years of my life. Who would have thought that gifts as meaningless as a notebook can lead to more happiness than your mind can currently understand? Whenever you start feeling alone, unproductive, or unfulfilled, remember that you have yourself a notebook and a pen, which is all you need. Now I'd like to invite you to take up the challenge of claiming your life as yours, to write the first word of a whole new page, which is the beginning of a story that you can call your life.